welcome to Engelgeist. I am here to do the November 2020 reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you have a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you would want to watch this video to get an idea of what might happen to you this November, or what you might be able to experience, take advantage of, be validated by, all of that stuff. So this is the last of the water signs. Scorpio and Pisces are done. You can check them out either on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook business page. Please give them a thumbs up if you do go check them out. If you have a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if it turns into a love reading, possibly a Cancer Venus, then you might want to watch this reading. If there's anything in this reading that does apply or make sense, that's great. Please utilize it however you see fit. If you do make choices in your life due to this reading, please know that that is your responsibility. What else? If this stuff doesn't make sense, like if you're a Cancer and you're like, wait, I don't know what he's talking about, this doesn't really apply, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. It just means you might be working on something different. I try and do these broad spectrums, so some things may make sense, some things may not, but it doesn't mean anything's wrong. Alright, so let's see what's going on with my lovely, nurturing Cancerians. So the first card that we're using is from the Spirit Messages deck. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for all of the signs. It's by John Holland. I felt like it just felt right to use it as kind of our guide card, right? This kind of is something to reflect upon, like a touchstone, or, you know, maybe possibly a theme for the month of November for the Cancerians. Okay, so let's see what card comes out here. Oh, hey. We got love, get it. All right, so love is the foundation of your existence, and you're just as worthy of receiving as you are of giving love and compassion. While love can be a beautiful emotion, it is equally a form of energy that propels you through life. So I like this for the Cancers, first off, because I think that you guys are really nurturing and can be very loving and dear, motherly kind of people, right? Even if you're male or female, motherly isn't necessarily attributed to masculine or feminine. What I mean is you guys would tend to be a really nurturing sign. So I think that when I look at this, and it's funny too, because there seems to be this weird heart thing going on with all three cards for all the water signs. There's this, in Scorpio, there was a coin that was on the person on the side. They had a very orange card that was very energetic. This to me feels very much like good energy, right? As far as the redness, it doesn't feel angry to me in any way, shape, or form. It feels more warmth and loving. But we have this beautiful lotus blossom and these music notes coming out of her chest, right? So feel the feels this month, Cancer. That's completely and totally okay. That's kind of your, you know, your home base and what we as water signs do best. I myself am a Pisces, but and then Pisces had this thing where it was like a spirit reaching around a man and touching his heart chakra, and there was a red sort of image. You can watch Pisces if you want to see it, but it's all of the water signs seem to have something going on with the fourth chakra this month. So pay attention. Watch out. Hey Francine Breton, thank you for tuning in. Please share this video out if you feel so inclined. You can also share this video with any of your Cancerian friends, or if you're here watching for a Cancer on their behalf because you maybe care about them, you're more than welcome to do that. This is a broad spectrum, like I said, so it's going to just kind of give us a broad overview of what the Cancers will hopefully get to experience or get to take advantage of, or you know, be challenged or validated by throughout the month of November. So let's see what Cancer's got going on. What does Cancer need to know for November 2020? Come on, Cancer. And I have to say this too, as I'm looking at this love card, she looks very much at peace. There's something like really nice about her face. Like it's almost like I want to say when we experience that love, Cancer, like do you see these birds flying behind her? Like we free ourselves in a way. So kind of try and focus on that if you can, that sort of love essence this month. All right, so let's see. The first card is your center. It's kind of where you're going to be at centered most of the month. Kind of gives us a little insight into kind of where you're operating from. You may go in and out of this card, but it gives us a good idea of what you could be experiencing throughout the month, and also what you could be potentially creating for the future. All right, so we've got the Seven of Pentacles. So this is not necessarily a bad card. This is, you guys, it's Pentacles energy, which is Earth energy, right? Sevens to me always represent a choice, right? And Pentacles is always about material wealth, right? And so when I think about, and I mean material, like it doesn't have to be just money. It can be, you know, jobs, just stuff in the real world, right? And so I feel like the focus is on maybe making some changes, making some choices in how our world is set up throughout the month of November, right? What do we want to be different? How do we want it to be different? I do feel like there's like sort of a celebratory aspect to this card. Like I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing. It feels almost like maybe even a little bit exciting for my Cancers. Like some of you might have some prospects or some ideas that you've been looking at leading up to the month of November, and now is the time to actually start to take the action, the physical like choices that move us forward to get to a better place, either financially or maybe it's romantically, you know what I'm saying, like in the material world, right? Or to better our relationships with others, to coworkers, bosses, family members, whatever. If we're working towards that and we're making choices towards getting to that better place, that seems to be the focus throughout the month, right? And I think that I don't get a sense that this is really challenging, but we'll look at the outside influences and see what's going on in the outside because that could maybe present a challenge. But to me, it's sort of like about I get this like visual in my mind's eye, like we're climbing the ladder this month for the Cancers. And that's why this focus of this love card is about staying in this space of positivity and love, not only love of others, but love of ourselves, right? And knowing that we deserve to have better, we deserve to make the choices, to create the change, to have the things that we want, and we're going to do it in a grounded and sort of productive way. That's that energy of Pentacles too. All right, so the next card is the Foundation card. This sort of is from the past, and it tells me a little bit about why things are the way that they are today. This card can also be sort of the thing that sort of propels everything forward, or the memory of this card can also be what holds everything in place, right? So this card does still have an effect on the now. So this is the Knight of Cups. Interesting. So this is the water element, right? Cups being the element of water. This is our home element. The Knight of Cups tends to be a bit of an, kind of to me, a romantic card in the sense that he's always sort of, you know, bringing this idea of a presentation of love. Let me see. I feel like, honestly, I feel like my Cancers have been burned. I feel like this Knight is something, and this does not necessarily have to be a person, right? It can be for some of you. I think some of you, this was an offer of love. For some of you, this might have been an offer of a new job. For some of you, this might have been, you know, just any sort of new opportunity that looked really good on paper, right? And we thought it was going to be great. We thought it was going to provide what we wanted, right? And it hasn't, right? And we're aware of that. And what I feel like the reason why I'm saying that is because we have this castle in the background. To me, the Knight wants us to move forward. The Knight wants us to change. This Knight looks a little bit drunk, like he's tilting off the back of his horse. That's the part where I kind of feel like this wasn't necessarily the dream opportunity that we thought it was. Whatever this Knight of Cups represents, whatever sort of offering this was, and this could be a multitude of different offerings for a multitude of different Cancers, right? You have to apply it to your life where it fits. But if this was, say, like the new perfect job that we thought, like, you know, a year ago when we got it, that, oh, this was going to be the thing that was going to make me happy, and we've realized we're not happy, this Seven of Pentacles energy in the center says to me, November is the month to seek out this happiness, to seek out this opportunity, right? To do it from a place of love. That Cancer has the ability from this powerful love, right? And the strength and sort of groundedness of the Seven of Pentacles to move themselves forward. We also have this Knight of Cups, which is water energy, which is our elemental energy, right? And he's not necessarily a bad card. He's usually an offering of love or something that's good. But I get a feeling that this Knight, particularly in the past, did not turn out right for some reason. Nothing major, but just like, no harm, no foul, but you know what? I need something different. And so we're now moving towards this other castle, right? We now get to the choice of taking November, grounding ourselves in this idea of love. I also love that this look on her face keeps drawing me in. She has these eyes closed, like she's so internal, right? She's really having a conversation with herself. And from that conversation with herself, this love beams forward, right? Because it's almost her own love that's driving her, right? And what she needs first. And I think that's what Cancer's going to do this month, and it's going to be powerful because generally Cancers tend to be the nurturers. You are the caregivers in a way, right? That natural mothering sort of instinct within all Cancers, male or female. I said that earlier. I think you guys are going to give that to yourselves to some degree this month, and I think that that's going to be really powerful and beautiful for you, I hope. All right, so let's look at the Spirit or Soul card and see what your Spirit or Soul is working on, what it wants you to work on during this time. So this is the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is, Tens are always about completion. Wands is about the Spirit, right? The traditional Ten of Wands is always about that guy carrying that big bag of sticks and it's time to like drop that load. And if you look, and I don't mean that kind of load, Cancer, get your mind out of the gutter, but if you look, again, we have another castle in the background, Cancer. There is some sort of like ideal that you want, that it's time to kind of get yourself there. It's time to release the burden. And you've known this for a while, right? Maybe the burden hasn't been so bad, right? That's because I kind of get this Knight of Cups energy feels a little bit off, right? It was like we thought it was going to be good, but it just didn't quite turn out right. For some of you, this may be a romantic relationship, but whatever it was like it looked good on paper and damn, it didn't pay off kind of thing. So to me, it's like, okay, the Spirit is saying, let's just dump this. And I mean, not just dump it like messy, right? Because that's not Cancer style. But what I mean is it's just like, with love, let's release this. This is the month to let it go, to make the choices, to begin the change, to start to move forward towards something new, towards something better. Both of these castles on the horizon that are above you and below you speak to this idea that there is a desire that Cancer is probably even aware of, right? That you've been looking at or wanting or realizing, and maybe you've been putting it off for whatever the reason is. Maybe for others. Maybe you stayed in a job a little bit longer because, you know, the office might have needed you, or you stayed in a relationship a little bit longer because you didn't want to maybe hurt their feelings. Whatever it is, it's time. Is kind of the feeling that I get. And I think that Cancer knows that, and that's also this love thing that's going on here. Is like, you've got to love yourself first and foremost before loving anybody else. And this is the month to do that, to drop this sort of load, kind of come to completion and move forward. And also I love that it's that Spirit energy of fire, right? That Ten of Wands is this idea of listening to your spirit, because this is your Spirit or Soul card. It's trying to get you to complete this chapter, whatever this chapter may be for you, that is unfulfilling. And to move towards something that is. So this month is all about that kind of pivot point of that Seven of Pentacles of how do I proactively do that? And you will, but you've got to do it with this center of love, right? And you will be successful. All right, the next two cards are the outside influences. These are sometimes people, sometimes events, sometimes things more vague like belief systems or energies that could be having an effect on us during the month of November. They are around us, they are not of us. But they are affecting us. So let's see what's going on. Okay, High Priestess. She's one of the pillar cards. The High Priestess is secrets. She's unknown information. She is Major Arcana. So she's not necessarily bad secrets though, right? She doesn't have to be bad secrets. She can be sometimes like not necessarily having all the answers, all of the truth. She might be somebody that's not wanting to give up all of the answers or all of the truth. There might be something, she's very psychic energy too. She's very much sort of like that quieter, more subtler, intuitive voice. Let me just see, how do she fit in here? I almost feel like she's pulling our chain. I don't necessarily feel that with the High Priestess as a rule. I feel like this is situations, again, where I feel like there's a little bit of hijinks. Like, I feel like she is pulling our chain in an effort to better teach us how to listen to ourselves, if that makes sense. High Priestess is usually Piscean energy too, just as an aside, but and she's always based in like this sort of sometimes secrets being revealed or not all the information is present, and this is an outside influence. So I sort of feel like there might be my Cancerians might find themselves in situations, right, that they're trying to get out of or that they're trying to change or trying to move towards something different, and they can't get all of the information on how to do that from the situations that they're presently in. Does that make sense? So like, let me use that as an example. Like, say some of you, this is a relationship, right? You're talking about a romantic relationship, and it's time to kind of let the wands down. It's time to kind of put an end to it. It didn't. Your Knight of Cups didn't quite turn out the way you thought he was going to be. He looked good on paper. No, I'm ready to make the change. I love myself more than this, to continue to do this. I've given them every chance. To me, it feels like the High Priestess is sort of this relationship, maybe not fully revealing everything to you in an effort to kind of hold you in this holding pattern that maybe you've been in. This, like I said, like if this was a job, if there's a boss that's been playing games, I feel like this High Priestess would be sort of maybe that boss continuing to play games, not giving you the full promotion, not giving you the full answer, not giving you the full, and it's an effort to sort of keep you on the hook, and your spirit wants you off the hook. And you get to make a choice this month. You get to either take the energy and choose to move yourself off the hook and build something different, or you can dance with the High Priestess and she'll keep you there for a little bit longer. Sooner or later, Cancer will move, right? You will move on. That's my feeling. But I feel like the High Priestess is almost there she's almost like trying to divert you, trying to keep you in place. So just be mindful of that. There might be like, I don't want to say this, like concealed information or something where it's not completely clear. The answers of maybe how to move forward aren't completely clear, or you can't get complete clarity from, like, say, the person you're in the relationship with, what they want in the relationship, whatever it may be, right? But it's really there to teach you, right? The High Priestess is never like a bad thing. She's just there to sort of teach you through sort of secrecy in a way. Oh shit. The other card is the moon. Oh my god, if there wasn't another secretive, weird, psychic card on the outside of you, it's the moon. Alright, so the moon is also very feminine, intuitive, psychic, very much like the High Priestess. They're very similar to me a lot of the times, although the moon can be a little bit more confusing than the High Priestess. Like, where I feel like the High Priestess withholds information or doesn't reveal everything right at first, the moon is like, it's harder to kind of see. Sometimes there's a little bit of confusion, a little bit of fear. And so it's interesting to me with this love card, I keep going back to her face. She's closing her eyes to the outside influences because they're strong. Like these, I feel like the High Priestess and the Moon are two very powerful major arcana cards that are hovering around my Cancerians this month. And so it's not that they're out to get you. I don't want to say that, because I believe that both the Moon and the High Priestess, although they can be slightly confusing, slightly more subtle, harder to define or to pinpoint as easily as some of the other cards. What they do is they sort of teach us how to get into this space. They force us into this space if we're unwilling to go there, which we may be willing to go there for others more easily than we are for ourselves. Does that make sense, Cancer? And so I think that this is about keeping that focus on love and trying to stay clear on what it is we want, trying to keep ourselves first. And if things get a little bit sort of murky or unclear from the outside influences, like from people, other people's opinions, what they need from us, whatever it may be, don't allow that stuff to deter you this month, is my feeling. The goal here, that 10 of Wands up in the spirit, in your own spirit space, says it's time to let down this burden, right? It's time to kind of release this and close this chapter and move towards something different. Even the Knight of Cups, that speaks to an event that maybe didn't quite pay off the way we thought it would, but he's still also our own home element of water, and he's still sort of, knights are ultimately are noble in servitude and willing to do the work. So that's your driving force too. You have that underneath this sort of as the foundation. So we have the power to sort of move ourselves forward if we believe in ourselves enough. Now, the last card is what I call the potential outcomes. And this means this card is not set in stone. It means that this is what potentially could happen for most of the Cancerians during by the end of the month, barring that nothing major changes, right? So we'll see what this card is, but this card is not set in stone. If it's something that we don't like or that we don't want to experience, we can utilize this card as a warning and make choices and changes through free will to affect this outcome. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, this is great. This is the Nine of Cups. So this is your home element, guys. Nines are always, to me, 10s are about total completion with a situation, right? Total release and being released from it. A 9 is about, to me, it's about personal completion, right? And it's in your home element of cups. So I feel like by month's end, my Cancerians will feel whole, complete, independent, right? You may be free of whatever it is that you need to release yourself from. That choice that's being made in that Seven of Pentacles, that grounded choice that you need to sort of stay focused on and continue to work towards, you will sort of get there and you will feel at home and balanced and back to your sort of, hopefully, capable, natural self by the end of the month. The Nine of Cups, to me, speaks to this idea of being kind of, self-sufficient, right? Nines are always about, in my mind, that idea of completing something on our own. And so the Nine of Cups is also like a sort of celebratory card, so I think that it will be a good ending for you guys for the month. But you have to stay true to yourself, stay based in this love, and continue to kind of move forward and continue to pursue the changes that you need so that you can have the outcome that you desire, not necessarily the outcome that maybe the outside world thinks you should have, right? I feel like with that High Priestess and that Moon on either side of you, the opinions might be strong or confusing, or not all, like, how do I want to say it? Like, I kind of get this feeling like with that High Priestess, and this is not a normal read with the High Priestess, I'm just feeling it from the card as I'm looking at the other cards and everything. I feel like it could be that, that close loved one or maybe our mom who says, well, yeah, you could do that, but do you really think that's good? It's like that kind of shit, where it's like that sort of subtle, backhanded, kind of weird support or something that isn't quite what we need, right? And the Moon is a little bit of that too. Like the Moon is about both of these two cards, they're major arcana, both are requiring you to go inward. And both of them are requiring you to sort of listen to your own internal guidance. And that would be this guidance of being based in love, following your heart, going after what you know to be true, setting yourself free. That's those white birds that we see behind her. And making the choice to do that. And like grounding in that choice and knowing that it's going to bring you something better than whatever it is that you've been dealing with leading up until this point. Even if what you've been dealing with isn't all that bad. Because I don't feel like that Knight of Cups is like a horrible card, I just feel like it wasn't quite what we thought it was going to be. Right? So by the time the month ends, the Nine of Cups is we're only dependent upon ourselves for our happiness, right? And we feel okay with that. That's kind of the feeling that I get from this. I hope that makes sense, Cancer. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching it on YouTube. Please share it out with whoever, tag whoever you'd like, and share it with anybody with a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Leave me questions, comments, whatever you'd like. And I hope you have a wonderful November. I think that you will. I think it just means like we just have to sort of shut out the outside world and listen to our internal voice very deeply and allow it to be our guide, and we're going to be fine. That's what I see here for my Cancerians. Oh, thank you, Dana. Dana over on YouTube says, I love your readings. Thanks, Dan. Thank you. I hope that this resonates, and I would love to hear, like, who knows, maybe later down the month, come back and watch it and say, oh my God, this did happen, or I did get some crazy bitch giving me a backhanded question that was really, like, trying to undermine me. Not that the High Priestess is a crazy bitch. She's just, I just feel like she's kind of, both her and the Moon are there to make you grow, to make you more sort of self-sufficient. And that's that Nine of Cups, is self-sufficiency. And it is in cups, in the element of cups, which is the element of water, which is Cancer's home sign or home element. So you guys will feel okay by the month's end. Like, not that you feel not okay now. I don't get that sense. It just feels like just there's something that needs to be changed, and you know it, and you've maybe known it for a little while, and it's time. And only you can tell me, pick that something in your life. Okay? So there you go, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys all next month. Have a great November, and I will be back tomorrow to do the fire signs. All right, have a good day. Bye.